Hey guys, long time no see. I am so sorry for my lack of updates. It's been crazy. I got caught up in all the holiday craziness and then that kind of procrastinated into everyday craziness. So, I know I was supposed to make weekly updates, about my recovery and my weight loss journey after having a vertical sleeve. But I think right now what I'm going to do is I am going to break it up into segments. I am going to do a video for months 0 to 3 post-op, and then I'll do a video for months 3 to 6 post-op, and then I'll do another video for months 6 until now to kind of help catch you guys up to speed on what's going on in my life. And things have changed so much. So I am so grateful for that, for the ability to have been able to have this surgery, because my life has changed so dramatically. I can actually walk great distances without getting winded or needing to take multiple breaks. I'm actually able to play with my children the way I want to, and that means the world to me. My children and my health were the two biggest things that I wanted to have the surgery for. So, I guess without further ado, we will start months 0 to 3. So on December 1st of 2014, I had a vertical sleeve gastrectomy. So basically, it's a laparoscopic, I can't say it, oh my gosh, laparoscopic surgery, and they made 5 tiny incisions in my belly, and they went in and removed 85% of my stomach. So definitely I can't go back from this, not ever. So this is definitely a lifestyle change. And after surgery, I was sore. My pain wasn't unbearable, but pain management differs for every person. Every person's different. It's going to affect everyone differently. I was up and walking around the first day, and I felt pretty good. I definitely felt tired. I felt not drugged tired, but just exhausted, fatigued. And I definitely felt not winded while walking around the hospital wing, but I felt like it just took a lot out of you. I basically stayed in the hospital for 3 days. 2 days, 3 nights, 2 days, I believe. I went in on a Monday and was out on a Wednesday. There. So, while I was in the hospital, food wasn't on my mind. I was basically just sipping liquids on my second day, sucking down popsicles, sipping liquids, like it was my job. It was difficult. It's difficult because, you're so swollen and sore in your stomach area, and actually on your stomach too. And they want you to be able to drink 4 ounces of liquid every hour. And for a lot of you pre-op people watching this, you may think now, oh, that's so easy. No, it's not easy. It is so hard to do it. Because one, you don't feel hungry. I felt thirsty, but I definitely didn't feel hungry. Definitely didn't really feel like I wanted anything in my stomach. 2, you have to sip it. Sip. Sip it very slow, and I mean tiny sips. They gave us medicine cups to bring home and pour your liquid into, and then use that ounce cup, as a measuring guide. I I gave up on the cup like a few days in. I eventually ended up getting these 8-ounce water bottles and measuring my liquid that way, because the little ounce medicine cups were it just drove me crazy. But it was just really, really difficult to get used to. The idea of never being able to just take a really long drink of water, like, ever again, is it's bittersweet, but at least I can still drink water. Coming home was easy. Getting back into routine was a little difficult because my belly wasn't hungry, but my head was hungry. Food commercials would come on TV, and you just kind of wanted to throw things at your TV because you couldn't eat it. You were still on a liquid diet. Having to look after and cook for 2 small children was difficult, really, really difficult. And having to make meal plans up for my fiance was difficult too. We're still trying to work on that. I'm trying to balance out things. I mean, I have cooked for a family of 5 or more for years. So it's hard to adjust, and a part of me is like, I'm not gonna change that, because pretty soon my kids will be eating like regular people instead of bird-like toddlers. So I'm just gonna have to keep on doing it this way, and we'll just have lots of leftovers and just deal with it that way. So the liquid stage was rough. It's not so much, you just want to chew. You just want to eat food. Your brain is just ready to eat something other than soup without noodles or anything. So when you move on to the pureed stage, it is like this little glimmer of heaven, but you very, very, very quickly just decide, this is just not cool. This is not cool, because you're just eating mush. You feel very much like a little baby, in a sense. I was even told by my surgeon to if I could, to get little baby utensils and use those instead, because those would help with my bites. It would kind of help measure out what a bite was supposed to be. And so I used my kids' silverware. And that was it's just difficult to get used to in the pureed stage. And it was especially difficult because Christmas was right around the corner. So, I'm trying to bake cookies, for a family and whatnot. And, coming up with a meal plan for Christmas dinner and all those Christmas parties that you gotta go to. And I actually ended up opting out of going anywhere for Christmas. I just wanted to stay home. I did end up going to my in-laws on Christmas, but we went after dinner, so I wouldn't have to endure the smells of prime rib and mashed potatoes and all that stuff. And I ended up not going to the family Christmas party just because I was freshly out of surgery, and I just didn't feel comfortable being around people and being around all that food, because I was really emotional after surgery. The surgery does mess with your hormones quite a bit. So, especially in the very beginning, I definitely was very irritable, very touchy. It's just a big adjustment period. Over months 0 to 3, I definitely learned what it was to be satisfied after eating. And at the time I was 26, so it was just really difficult for me to realize that, so this is what satisfaction is like after eating. I had never felt that before in my memory. I had always remembered eating a meal and just feeling stuffed or comatose or just sluggish after eating a meal. And now I would eat a meal and I'd feel satisfied. I'd feel okay stopping. However, it took a little bit of learning and practice to kind of get to that point, because when you moved onto purees, that's totally different new texture for your stomach to handle, to learn. I was learning the new capacity of my stomach. How much could my stomach fit? And I'm a recovering food addict, so it was just difficult trying to gauge, I guess. Trying to let go of that last piece of food on my plate. That was the issue I had. I didn't like to leave a few pieces of whatever left on my plate. I wanted to eat them. But if I ate them, I would get sick. I would just immediately start feeling uncomfortable here, cough, and then stuff would come up. And that's just how you learn. You're going to get sick after the surgery. There are going to be some foods that your stomach does not agree with. I have been lucky enough to find that my stomach is pretty forgivable. My sleeve is very forgivable, but there are some other people that are not so lucky. And I am just very thankful that I can still eat a little bit of everything, only because that's just what I wanted. I wanted to be able to eat a little bit of everything. I wanted to experience that. The experience being able to stop eating, when it was time to stop. And to feel that satisfaction. Some things I've learned about, when my stomach's all done, I will generally get the hiccups if I'm eating too fast. It's a big one. When you have the surgery, you need to eat slowly and chew your food. You can't chew your food enough. Basically, I chew my food until it liquidizes in my mouth. On a good day. There are still days when I eat like a normal person and then I pay for it after because it doesn't go down well. The other thing I get to when I get full is my nose starts running. I am not sure how my stomach and my nose are connected, but I hear from a lot of people that it's quite a common thing that their nose will run when they're full. So, I don't know. It's just different. Other things that helped me in the first 3 months after surgery was setting an alarm on my phone, not only to help me know when it was time for me to eat, but when it was time to feed my children. My children are, at the time, they were 1 and 2, so they couldn't exactly say, "Mom, I'm hungry," when they're hungry. They're just starting. My daughter right now, my 2.5-year-old, is just now being able to say, that she's hungry. But that just started. So in order to take care of my little people, I needed to set an alarm on my phone, and just have things prepped in hand for them. And a lot of the time, when we would go out, if we were to go out for dinner, they would just eat off my plate because it was just easier that way. Do it. Because, we generally, on a good day, me and my children basically eat the same amount of food on a good day. For them, though, they eat like birds most days, so it's kind of sporadic. The other thing that I had trouble with in months 0 to 3 were food prep, cooking for my family. It was just really difficult. It was hard to know that I couldn't eat some of that food that I was cooking them yet. I felt very detached from food. It's just a lot of head games going on. You gotta be smart, and you gotta try to think, don't think of tomorrow, but think of where you're gonna be next year. At the same time, you're gonna be able to eat a lot more. than you are right now. So it may be hard in the moment, but it pays off totally 100% in the end. When I had my surgery in December, and we actually had a really, really rough winter last year. It was really, really bad. We got like 101 inches of snow, I think, in some areas. So what helped me stay active through the surgery, because staying active after surgery, it helps aid your healing, and it helps you lose weight, and it helps you kind of get back into a healthy lifestyle. What helped me, having to stay in on those cold months, I didn't get a gym membership because I can't afford a gym membership, and I don't have anybody to watch my kids. So I ended up getting into Pio from Beachbody. So I ended up doing that and liking it a lot. I also did some Jillian Michaels 30-day shred workouts, and ended up liking that. Eventually nicer weather came and I ventured outside. Another thing we did too was I'd pack up the kids and we'd go to the mall and we just walk around the mall. Walk. You can't walk enough after having surgery. You can't walk enough on any given day, because walking, in my opinion, is the best form of exercise. I love it. It's relaxing, it's peaceful, and, it helps get your heart rate up. And I can't say enough about walking. Another thing that I struggled with after having weight loss was, again, my hormones. Hormones are crazy. As you can see, these pimples here, my face basically exploded like a pizza. And I hadn't had this bad of acne since I was in high school. No, I didn't even get acne when I was pregnant with my kids. My skin was glowing when I was pregnant. It looked great after having children. Having the surgery does a lot to you hormonally. I am noticing that on days when I do drink great amounts of water, it kind of keeps the pimples at bay. But I also notice that when I am nearing my cycle, things kind of get crazy on my face. I talked to my nutritionist about it, and she said that it should balance itself out when you're nearing, when you're kind of getting stable with your weight loss, when it starts to kind of slow down a bit. I started this weight loss journey at 330 pounds, and with the surgery, I have lost 115 of that. So, I am now currently at 211 pounds, and I am feeling great. The surgery has given me so much. It's given me my life back. It's given me, the ability to be the mom to my children that I want so badly to be. And although it definitely has had its hard points, I've definitely had a lot in future posts. I will talk about in a little bit more detail about, mentally how it's affected me. But it hasn't been smooth sailing. It's had its ups and it's had its downs, as anything. But mostly it's been a huge life change. So I'm going to end this vlog now, and I will update next week for months 3 to 6. And those months are probably some of the most crucial for me. That was when I had a lot of good weight loss and a lot of good vibes. So if you like the video, hit like down below, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great day.